money is where the problem is. The more problems we have in this country, the more opportunities people like us or someone like me sees in the problem. You know, when you're working on area of interest, problem related to your area of interest, I can tell you, like playing games. You know, youth think less of crime when they are positively engaged. We catch them before police gets them. I catch them before police gets them. Because when they are positively engaged in their mind, they are going to be thinking towards getting better in that field. If you are watching me now, I can tell you that a whole semester can be cut short to 24 hours.
Even in your regular or conventional
I can
school.
prove it to you. In your conventional school, most of the time, our semesters are 12 weeks. Okay, how would you feel now? A fashion designer that learns how to program. That the moment the fashion designer writes a program, like, what's the person's width? Oh, what's the height? Okay, what's the bust? Just put in the program then. The person now has database of all the customers.
That fashion designer will obviously be operating at another level.
Imagine a
Obviously
normal
different.
mechanic that's like,
This is Open Talk on Open Television of Nigeria. My name is Olufemi Oroshola. Do you want to make a guess which part of Nigeria we are currently located? I guess your guess is wrong. I am here live in the ancient city of Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria, west of Africa. Today, I am so delighted to bring to your screen one of Nigeria's most multi-talented, tech-savvy genius who will be having a brief session with us on how it devises mechanism for surviving the socio-economic realities of living in this part of the world, in this climb, on this side of planet Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to welcome on board Engineer Dipo Okoye. Engineer Dipo, my man. Yeah, this is a genius. Engineer Dipo.
I'm happy to see my brother again on mobile. Yeah, you're still on to Open TV.
Television of Nigeria, people.
Yeah, I still remain Engineer Dipo Okoye, and by the grace of God, I will be responding to questions related to.
You are my hot stand. Hot stand. Hey, as
related
you say,
to surviving
mechanism.
strategies and
Yeah.
mechanism.
In
To
Nigeria.
actually live smartly in this part of the country.
I love that word. How to live smartly.
Smartly.
Regardless of the socioeconomic realities of this country, I personally can testify that the young man that is standing with me here before your screen is a man that I have known for well over 2 decades, and he has consistently demonstrated the fact in a very pragmatic and practical dimension that it is possible for you and I to devise our own individual survival mechanism regardless of the harsh realities of life that we have in this country. If I should start with you on this note, Engineer Dipo, I'll call you an engineer. What aspect of engineering is your fancy or catches your fancy? What do you do for a living? Why do people call you Engineer Dipo? You are a very popular person in Ogun State, and your frame is gradually extending beyond the spheres of your state of residence. What do you do for a living? You copy with Nigeria, man. Why have you not jackpot? You are a tech guy.
Professionally, my passion lies in electrical electronics and computer science. So, but mostly people call me engineer, but professionally, I can tell you, I'm just a technician.
Really?
That engineer
It is the title from the streets.
Yes, but professionally, I'm really a technician. For this part of the country, you know, the money is where the problem is. The more problems we have in this country, the more opportunities people like us or someone like me sees in the problem. So for every aspect of the country that is problematic, I pick up a particular problem of choice that's like a game to me. I play it, so I solve people's problem in exchange for reward.
Can you give me two practical examples of places or instances where you have deployed that? People know you that you have a technical know-how about repair of phones back in the days. I can remember the first set of computers I assembled way back in the 2004 thereabouts. You coupled them, and back then, this young man you're seeing, back in the days, I was able to watch television on my computer system, even record programs using this PCI TV capture card. Come on, give us two practical examples. Nigerian youths are watching us out there, and they want to be able to drink from your words of experience.
This is the easiest stuff. I can practically tell you that the easiest way to survive in this country is dropship knowledge.
Drop
Shipping of knowledge. Pick up a problem of choice in an area of interest. You know, when you're working on area of interest, problem related to your area of interest, I can tell you, like playing games. You know, when you play games and for every problem you solve, like, oh, they go scorecard for you. So as you score, you will end up enjoying your life and getting paid for enjoying your life.
Practical example.
For example, now, okay, everybody knows we need light.
Okay.
I learned solar engineering from about 8 different universities. I learned from Harvard, I learned from UC Berkeley, but the major thing, one was from Delft University. You know, acquire the knowledge online.
Without leaving the shores of this country, really.
Everything is practical. You learn everything practical online. So the hardware you need, buy the hardware you need. People hear what you say, but they listen to what you do. People hear what you say, but they listen to what you do. So people will not, you will explain tire. I can do solar, I can do home automation, I can do this. You talk less, let them see something. People now ask, I want something like this. So you will invest first before you start to repay. So people believe you more when they see something. And if there's evidence of it, that made that sample, most people don't even know what they do. But probably part of your solutions will come to their mind. For example, like home automation now. When I started home automation, people were like,
the second one.
Yes, home automation. They're like, solar, home automation. They're not child-led screens, all the active-led screens, stuff like that. And you know, I do trainings too on some programs I also fabric, data science, programming. And
you mean you've learned all of these things online?
Online, I learned most.
Whoa. There is an aspect I expected you to talk about. I think that is more of a common knowledge. Here in Ogun State, in Abeokuta, for a start, it is on record that you are the first person, I stand to be corrected with superior arguments or facts out there, that this young man standing before you out there is the person who first experimented with this idea of young folks skating around town. Did you learn that online too?
Well, honestly, I was not the first person to start skating like that, but
well, in Abeokuta,
I saw in Abeokuta, I wasn't even the first person in Abeokuta.
Really?
Yeah. But what I did was that I tried to make people see the bigger picture of skating. Because there are so many skaters now that are like, I have so many graduates now that they actually practically went to school skating. So skating was like the side hustle that they used to push. There's a place in Macheke now that they call skating ground.
Yeah, there is a popular skating ground in Abeokuta
right,
where people hold crusades and all sorts of.
So the place is Christian skating
Back
ground.
in the years, it was popularized by skaters. Every
evening.
day having rehearsals, practices, and you were actively involved.
Well, you know, youth think less of crime when they are positively engaged. So when they are actively engaged, you know, whatever you have done today, like you want to be a better person about it tomorrow. So that's what we engage in. So we actually take care of those people. You know, if they are not positively engaged, we catch them before police gets them. I catch them before police gets them. Because when they are positively engaged in their mind, they are going to be thinking towards getting better in that field. So they are practically going to be building a future in that sport. You know, when someone is trying to build a career, they think less of crime. But when they
they should
Yeah,
know.
they should
That's-
do like
that's a
idle
proverb.
hand is a
Idle
devil
hand,
workshop.
yeah, that's it.
But when they are not idle, they like that they build community, they build career. It's a place where in skate, for example on skating now, that's where the rich man's son meet the poor man's son. Some of them
networking.
so some of them actually get sponsored to schooling. Like
They make friends.
they make friends and like that. I have a friend.
And literally it became an income earning hobby. Like,
You
I'm trying to
understand.
figure out if your theory can find practical expression.
No.
Because you said identify a problem
Yeah.
in your society, in your community,
Make sure let it be passion.
something
let,
that
let it
is
related to your
like,
passion.
like play, like you're playing.
So as you are
then you are
enjoying
solving the
yourself,
problem.
as you are enjoying yourself, people pay you for enjoying yourself.
At some point, I know that even corporate brands who want to do road shows, we put you in the budget. You and your guys, we've worked on a couple of projects.
Thank you very, very much.
And
then
people
not
get
even
paid
just
per
corporate
day.
stocks, state government.
Even during elections,
Yeah.
we bear
Oh.
handbills,
Yeah.
to distribute.
They'll do
On
road
road
shows, rally
shows.
with them.
At some
real estate
point, the
companies.
former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, visited Abeokuta.
Yeah.
Skaters, you
We
had.
actually opened the program. That was good. That was good.
Come on, it's a record. You can figure it out. That's a reference point.
We said at 40, then 40 skaters were sorted to represent
From the lots.
from the lot. So,
Wow.
so professional 40 skaters were sorted to open the ceremony, and it was actually very, very colorful.
And that's a pass mark. We have demonstrated how easy it is. Because I figure out that one of the problems we have in this society is that our problems are so complex that they tend to affect the psyche and the thinking of most people. Our thinking pattern and faculty tend to be clouded by the enormosity, the gravity of our problem. But we seem to be simplifying it this way. Let's leave skating. Let's think about your main area of interest, which is tech, smart living. What do you think Nigerian youths can do to explore and exploit the opportunities that are lying fallow, untapped in the area of smart existence in this age? Even now that people are crying, there is hunger, these are realities of our living in this part of the world. How can people deploy smart skills to earn a living for themselves using your own recipe that you have recommended?
Very, very simple. If everybody is a service provider, I tell you, nobody's going to laugh. Before tech, you hear Yalaro. That's the way they go to the village. They describe them by what they do.
Well, like what do you do?
Ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá aláṣọ, ìyá alámàlà,
Yeah.
ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ìyá ẹlẹ́bà.
It's a model in
Yalaro.
Africa, yeah.
You know, everybody.
And beyond the
has-
individuals, even some communities are named on the basis of their craftsmanship or the peculiar trades and businesses that they
Thank
do.
you.
We teach that in entrepreneurship. So it's also applicable to the individual.
So it's actually a model where we have to actually try and go back to, now, during those ages, services that you can provide are kind of minimal, like clothes, shelter.
Yeah, those are the
And-
three basic needs of man.
Yes. So,
But now, information and tech.
even in IT, you can't even count.
Wow.
So the secret now, what is China doing? Do you know what China is doing? China tries to make sure that there's out of every household, let there be service providers. See, when you are providing services, you are renting out the knowledge. Put that knowledge on loan, and one knowledge could be sold over and over and over and
again.
over. That's where human capital development comes in. Look, what is India really selling today? India has very good software stocks, programmers. They have good programmers, yeah. But when it comes to hardware, we know it's China. So software, India, hardware is China. Whatever you want to produce and you want to cheaper, you will go to China.
Engineer Dipo, one thing races through my mind about the issue of energy and power supply. It's a major challenge and problem we are facing in this society. We have seen you riding around town and using smart technology of a sort to beat around that difficulty. Now we have increasing cost of fuel.
Yeah.
A lot of car owners are unable to ride their cars, and people have to trek some distances, and a lot of analytics and survival mechanisms are being put in place. How are you as an individual personally responding to that challenge as somebody who believes there is always a way around every problem?
Okay, this particular point now brings me to a place where you have to design the life you want. There's a lot of difference between living and living smartly. There's a lot of difference between working hard and working smartly. So the smartness makes you think outside the box, outside of the norm, outside of what you say. Now, my brother, you have to design your life. Let your life be relative to your fingerprint. Let your life be relative to your iris.
That means it should be as unique as that, because only an individual manages a fingerprint. That's the fact.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Someone like me, okay, I wanted unlimited power. I decided to go solar. Now, when I sensed transportation is going to be a lot of problem, I tried from China. I got myself an electric bicycle, not even motorbike.
Electric bicycle.
Because as an engineer, I'm a service provider. So probably you go to a client's place like 2 kilometers away, another 1.5 kilometers, another 4 kilometers, another client has called you. All those short distance. By the time you start moving on fuel, on biofuel, I tell you, you are going to spend it a lot. That's going at the end of the month. Not be like, I think some demons are sweeping off cash on me. It all boils down to planning. You set up.
But do you agree with me that you cannot plan? You can only plan on the strength of your knowledge base. You cannot plan about what you don't know.
You know, when it comes to knowledge now, knowledge is now even freer than food.
Say that again.
Knowledge is now even cheaper than food.
I need to hear that one more time.
Knowledge is cheaper than food right now.
Knowledge is cheaper
than food right now.
Really?
Do you know what it would have costed you to know the difference between sunrise and moonset before now? But now you can just even if you don't have, you can borrow somebody's phone. You can actually, let me see your phone. I just want to see the difference between. So knowledge is now even much more available. People can borrow you their phone to use their data, but most people do not borrow you food. Knowledge is even cheaper to acquire now, even than food. But the stuff is that it comes in it's encrypted.
It is encrypted.
Knowledge is cheaper right now, but it's actually encrypted.
For those who want it.
So probably it is your quest for knowledge and your passion that makes you probably go in search of knowledge. And there are courses you can learn
online
from. Then let me open this up to people. If you are watching me now, I can tell you that a whole semester can be cut short to 24 hours.
Even in your regular or conventional
I can prove it to you. In your conventional school, most of the time, our semesters are 12 weeks. That's right. Excuse me?
How do you get about that?
Yeah. You observe that the first 3 weeks, you are like registration.
Yeah.
Then most of the time, the last 3 weeks are for exams, and we have 6 weeks in the middle. Our productive hours most of the time within those 6 weeks are like 4 hours per week. When I talk about real knowledge induction hours, like 4 hours, lecturer will make jokes, we have fun, you will talk, you will advise us. The real impartation time most of the time we are like 4 hours in a week. So 4 hours times 6, that's 24. So that means if real knowledge impartation or knowledge induction moments were compressed, the whole semester could be compressed to 24 hours. And that means a whole semester can actually be finished in a week for a lazy person. Or for someone that is actually wants to probably like 2 days or 3 days. If you want to actually revise on. So a whole semester can be compressed into 24 hours. So that's why most of the time, those 24 hours now, if you now don't use it wisely again, that's why people will tend to go to school, come back empty. Because those 6 weeks,
they have literally not been able to compartmentalize,
you understand,
let alone compress and take the substance out of school.
So the core summary of our discipline can be mostly on the average 24 hours. And I will tell when your kids are playing games, don't tell them to stop playing games.
Why?
It's only a child that is inquisitive that plays games.
Really?
Because when the child is interacting with the computer, he's just trying to see that what will happen after this. When you are playing games, your mind is asking questions. That's why, as you are asking the question, whatever. So there is a particular this thing in America, the helicopter, UX-64 Apache helicopter. You know, research shows that if 1,000 people goes in for the course, probably like 10 or probably 100 people, or below 100 that will pass the course, then discover that people that pass the course, that people that have history of gaming.
Really?
Because when you are flying an helicopter of $200 million, but you have to run the simulation first. But the real life operation of the helicopter is like playing games. Now, what about flying drones? For military purposes, for surveillance purposes.
It's even into agriculture, everything.
Into agriculture. And do you understand? So, or it's just very, very simple. Whatever you are interested in life, it's very, very simple. Pick up technology and bend the productivity of technology towards your interest. Very, very simple.
On it.
Pick up any point of interest of your life. Pick up technology and bend the productivity of technology towards your passion and your need. And then you become
So that applies to people who may not be into tech, who may be into fashion designing, who may be into crafts.
I tell you. Okay, how would you feel now? A fashion designer that learns how to program. That the moment the fashion designer writes a program, like, what's the person's width? Oh, what's the height? Okay, what's the bust? Just put in the program, then the person now has database of all the customers.
That fashion designer will obviously be operating at another level.
Imagine a
Obviously
normal
different.
mechanic that's like
Automated, yeah.
Like what's called this automobile engineer.
Yeah.
Okay, now probably there's a car that has fault. Just go on Google under 2007, not starting.
That's right.
Things that you didn't learn from. See, technology, there are cars that they do not, there are some technology in cars now that you cannot understand. Cars have different kind of sensors now. But you don't have to make the mistake now these days. Learn from people. And they are actually, most of these cars now, you cannot see the manuals again. But there are some cars, as an automobile engineer, that's my example now. You pick up manuals of cars on the internet. And then look at, go and search. This thing is not starting again. I just said, okay, probably the sensor inside the engine. So by the time you want to troubleshoot, there's a sensor inside the engine that's responsible for this and that. Go and check it. You remove it, check it.
So that's far away from doing the usual regular trial by error, remote test.
Now, we actually eliminate trial by error. And one thing about people is that people unconsciously tend to identify someone that is a smart solution provider. Over time, someone is just doing, if a technician or your assistant is doing trial by error, a day is going to come where you just find out that this guy is not always.
There are a lot of stories that touched the heart from that.
Do you understand? Over time, you repair generators. Most of people preparing generators, they learn about winding and so if you now go to higher level now, bigger generators use SCADA. Imagine a normal generator repairman being able to reprogram the SCADA of a Meccano generator or Perkins. Do you understand? Stuff like that. See, if I have opportunity to be at the public office, what I will just first do is that I will make sure that there is a lot of internet service available in public places.
To the youth.
Yeah.
By that,
I don't care whatever anybody.
but don't you think that the more access people have to the internet, the more they will just be doing what I call social media gossiping, social media bullying, and all of that. We have a lot of that in Nigeria today.
Now,
Don't you think people will carry that mindset into internet access?
I agree with you that for the sake of the few that will use it productively, it's worth it.
It is working.
For the sake of the few that will use it to do assignments, use it to run
To
research.
learn skills, to
There are some kids that are naturally interested in power. They like battery, they like cable, they like wire. The moment you just put battery and cable together and plug the bulb and it lights up, they want to go further. Nigerians have very, very inquisitive minds. Let me tell you, the mind that Nigerians are using to exhibit negative intelligence, I tell you, polarity switch, just switch to polarity. Just switch to polarity. Then you see positive intelligence.
So what you say in essence is that in this society we have a lot of geniuses that have gone wrong as a result of the fact that they have not been tuned in the right direction.
Well, thank you very much for putting that, but I want to tell you that for someone to sit down and plan an online scam, that kind of mindset can be used positively to learn something good to become a service provider. It's just
Huge.
But probably when the person was interested in legit stuff, no access to the internet. Some people just need access to the internet to
And
turn their
power
life
supply,
around.
because we need this issue.
When I say access to the internet, I mean accessible or like unlimited power and unlimited internet. Combination of the two. With unlimited power, unlimited internet, you will become a service
Do
provider.
you foresee that even now that the federal government is saying local governments should function, in some other clients and parts of the world, we understand that the government provides internet access to citizens. Do you think that is doable in Nigeria?
Well, it's actually achievable. You don't have to start small. And probably when people see the effect, you'll survive. There are volunteers that will be like, oh, internet has helped in this area. Every month I want to subscribe for a token. I want to be one place of for my check. It will come up like that.
Some background checks on your recent activities have shown to us that you provide free Wi-Fi to young folks within your community. How are you able to finance that? Isn't it too expensive?
Well, it's not too expensive because the value pays for the amount I spend. The value that I get later for providing free internet in my community, the joy of the value that comes along pays for it. So whatever I spend, I am rewarded by the value that I get in return. That's just and I know people will only act better if they know better.
People will only act better if they know better.
In this community now, if people can say that this guy has used internet on his life around. This guy used to run around before, but now he can write programs. This guy is now a better person because he has learned this on
What's
internet.
blinking on your electric bicycle?
Oh, that's the trafficator. I didn't switch it off.
Oh, are we not going to drain out your battery?
No, it's
Whoa, it's been a great evening. Open Talk series. We'll be able to have you a couple of more times to break up some gray areas of self-realization, self-actualization, and self-development within the ambience of the harsh socio-economic realities that we have in our society. I most sincerely thank you for your time.
I will be
It's
glad to
so
do it one
beautiful
more time.
to have you on this show. Open Talk with Femi on Open Television, Nigeria. Thanks for watching.
Hey, what's up, ladies Nigeria? This is your two-sided witty Wendy, and I'm here to tell you to keep watching OTV.
Thanks for watching OTV.